¡Tírale, Fabio! Os espero en meta, ¿vale?
Vaya viciado.
¿Cuál va a ser la próxima carrera? El domingo que viene otra.
very good afternoon and welcome along to this second ever virtual Grand Prix. After such a success 2 weeks ago, we're back for the second version. The hashtag Stay at Home Grand Prix is here once again, and we've got a revised grid for you. The top 5 from last time join us, as do 5 new riders trying to topple the first ever winner of a virtual MotoGP race, Alex Marquez. So there's no better man to start with than Alex Marquez. So, Alex, what did you learn from the first race? You're the man to beat this time around. Do you think you can do it again?
Well, yeah, happy to be here again with the second race. The free practice was not really good, but we saw it that many people are fast. So Austria for sure is a shorter track and will be everything more close. So it will be a fun race for sure.
The man that was second last time around was Pecco Bagnaia. He's back once again. A crash in the final laps caught you out last time. Pecco, have you learnt from your mistakes?
I hope. I think that this time we have more time to train, so I think that the level will be higher. But let's see. The free practice has been good. We have seen Maverick very fast, so let's see now the qualifying.
Thank you very much, Pecco. So 5 new riders on the grid this time around. Pecco was the only Ducati this time, but he's got some backup this time around in the form of Denilla, Petrucci and Michele Pirro. Danilo, onto the PlayStation this time around, but you're at the Red Bull Ring, a track that favours the Ducati. Does that make you one of the favourites?
Don't think so, because I just bought the PlayStation 2 days ago and very few time to learn. But it's really funny, and I would like to be faster, but I have no experience at all.
So maybe not one of the favourites to go with Pecco at the front of the race. Michele, do you think that you can go with Pecco and Alex at the front?
Yes, normally in the April start of the season, March-April the season, but this year the first race in the PlayStation, and in 1 week I'm a blister on my hands for a lot. But so anyway, I hope you enjoy, but not so easy, but enjoy a lot.
Another one of the new men on the grid, and another Ducati, this time in the form of Tito Rabat. Tito, what is your confidence like going into the race?
Yes, I know. Just try to enjoy, because the last MotoGP I played is the MotoGP 2004, and I still go with the flag. Then now with the joystick it's a little bit more difficult, but try to enjoy and pass a good time.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. Valentino, we'll come to you next. You've done lots in your career, but what's this like, the virtual race? The first time that you've ever competed in one. How does it compare to everything else that you've accomplished in your career?
Ciao ragazzi, hi to everybody. Is a very strange feeling to race with the PlayStation instead of the real racing, but it's funny, and we try. I'm not very fast, but I will try.
What's the
I'm
target?
a bit too old for these things.
I was going to say you're the oldest man on the grid. So is that a disadvantage normally? You're the most experienced, but now is having experience not a good thing?
Anyway, I always play with the PlayStation from when I was young. I'm not so strong at MotoGP, but in the last days I train a little bit. So we will see our level.
Let's see how the pre-season training pays off. And we've had our first competitor join us from outside of Europe. Taka's joined us from just outside of Tokyo in Chiba, Japan. What is it, about 8 o'clock at night over there at the moment for you, Taka? So a little bit later. How are you feeling going into it?
Well, hi everyone. I'm pretty happy to join with the Bacha race, and I'm same as with Danilo. Just one day, yesterday, I bought the PlayStation 4, and so I have no time to practice, but I try to enjoy.
Let's speak to the other 3 of our competitors from last time around as well. Starting with Maverick Viñales, picked up a podium in the first virtual Grand Prix, and it looks as though, from free practice, you're fairly fast around the Red Bull Ring. So is the race victory in sight for you, Maverick?
Well, actually, I've been practicing a little bit on the MotoGP because before I practiced just 2 days before the race. looks, we have a good rhythm, but anyway, can happen everything because first and second corner are very tight, and we will see what can happen.
Just missing out on the podium last time around in fourth was Fabio Quartararo. Fabio, there was all sorts of drama at the opening corner of Mugello. It's pretty tight, the first corner of the Red Bull Ring, as Maverick just said. Do you think there's going to be similar sort of chaos ensuing?
Yeah, like Maverick said, I think the first two corners of Red Bull Ring is quite tight, so I hope to don't crash again and hope to make a good race. But yeah, will be a long race. And hope to make a little bit better than last time.
Yeah, fourth place last time, including 3 crashes, which certainly didn't help. Let's hear the final man, the world champion, Marc Marquez, top 5 in the first virtual Grand Prix. Can you go 1, maybe 2 better, jump onto the podium this time around, Marc?
Yeah, I don't think so. Right? You already checked last time that the PlayStation is not my strongest point, but anyway, I saw on social media that it was a good entertainment for the fans. They enjoyed a lot. So they race another time and they enjoyed.
I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy the second virtual race. Remember, you can all get in touch on social media, as you did 2 weeks ago as well. Just use the hashtag StayAtHomeGP. We're going to have 5 minutes worth of qualifying from Austria, and then we're going to bring you 10 laps this time around instead of 6. So more bang for your buck this time around in the second virtual race. So let's get underway with qualifying, and we're going to speak to the front row after the grid has been set. So race director Xavi will get you all underway. And then, as I say, gents, I'll speak to you after qualifying the front row. So best of luck. I'll speak to you very shortly.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to start with 5 minutes qualifying. In 3, 2, 1, go.
So here we go then, time to set the grid for the second MotoGP virtual race. I've made the quick journey from my living room to my bedroom to do the commentary for you.
Atención.
You can see Marc already asking that there's plenty of tension between everybody. Alex just replying, yeah, there's lots of tension. 5 minutes of qualifying, they were just confirming there as well. And yeah, there is some tension, as both Marc and Alex Marquez were saying there. There's a lot on the line here, especially for the younger of the two Marquezes, Alex Marquez. Of course, the winner last time out in Mugello in the very first MotoGP virtual race. So a bit of pressure on his shoulders to try and back it up once again. Valentino Rossi there, just speaking with his girlfriend Francesca, who you might not be able to see inside, but she's sat alongside him and offering a little bit of help. It's almost like the co-driver for the rallies. Is Francesca offering Valentino a little bit of assistance where possible. 5 minutes of qualifying, as I said. Hopefully be able to get 3 or 4 flying laps, I would imagine. We're on board here with Taka Nakagami on the LCR Honda. He's gone for the car park route straight away on his first flying lap, so looks like this isn't going to challenge for the front row. Piro just talking to himself then, the Ducati test rider. He's already out on track, and it looks as though, yeah, he is just chasing his factory counterpart Danilo Petrucci, and there goes Danilo, spat over the top onto the curbs, and is the first man to go down, to the annoyance of Michele Piro. As we said, was chasing him as well. He might well have just got caught up in that incident. On board now with the Dr. Valentino Rossi, 40 years of age. He's got so much experience as the Italian. He's done absolutely everything in his career, but this is a first for him. Never have we seen him in a virtual MotoGP race, so it's great to have him on board, the 9-time world champion. Let's see how he manages to get on. Tito Rabat, another one of the newcomers. He's crashed out already as well as we wait for the first flying laps to come in. There's Danilo Petrucci on board the factory Ducati. The first time we've seen the red of Ducati, or the factory team that is, in this virtual race. Great to see 2 Bologna bullets on the grid in the form of Danilo Petrucci and Michele Piro. Don't forget, whilst we get the chance, you can pick your MotoGP fantasy team ahead of the new season as well. You can just see Valentino Rossi there getting a little bit carried away with himself as he's on his flying lap. He actually went red in the first sector, did Valentino Rossi. Looks as though it's an improving one in the second sector though, so it might not be good enough for pole position. We'll just have to wait and see as he comes through. It's Fabio Quartararo then. Michele Pirro's gone down. What can the Frenchman do? Francesca there, Valentino Rossi's girlfriend, just saying about how strong Pecco Bagnaia is. And just as we said that, down goes Fabio Quartararo, tuck in the front into the extremely difficult turn number 4. And Rossi again, just talking to himself, wanting to know what the markers are going to be in this qualifying session, letting himself know that both Maverick Viñales and Pecco Bagnaia, who are first and second at the moment, have set a 21.5. So that's the target for him if he wants to jump onto the front row or even take pole position. A wide line there from the world champion Marc Marquez as he's through the final sector. 5th at the moment, and that will see him jump up to 3rd despite the wide line. It's good enough for a provisional front row start at the moment for the world champion Marc Marquez. What can his brother Alex come up with? Beat him last time around, in fact beat everybody last time around, Alex Marquez. You can see by the groans of Fabio Quartararo, it's another crash for him already. Languishing in 4th at the moment, but let's stay with Alex Marquez. Comes across the line and jumps up to 3rd place. Knocks brother Marc off the front row. So front row start for our Mugello race winner from 2 weeks ago. With just over a minute remaining in this qualifying session. There's Maverick Viñales, hard on the brakes and got it all wrong. In fact, no, I think that was Valentino Rossi maybe. Here's Maverick once again. Was that Maverick? I'm not sure who it was. Well, we've jumped back with Maverick now. Bit of a glitch in the system there. Still second is Maverick. There's an improving lap coming from Valentino Rossi. Jumps up to 8th quickest. And then he's hard on the brakes and wide into turn number 1. He'll continue on though. This will be his final flying lap, so he needs to put everything on the line here to try and find a front row start. Tito Rabat's gone down, and for a 3rd time Fabio Quartararo has crashed out. So it's not going to be pole position once again for the Frenchman. Started from pole in Mugello, but he's going to be on the 2nd row at least here in Austria. Across the line goes Tito Rabat, 8th for the Spaniard, jumps ahead of Valentino Rossi. He's going to get one more flying lap in, a little bit wide there though, and Pecco Bagnaia, the man who's on provisional pole at the moment, he's gone down on his final flying lap, so he's not going to be able to improve. Can anybody jump on that? Are there any improving times out there? It looks as though Fabio Quartararo has gone through the first sector pretty well. There's a wide route from Valentino Rossi. That looks for certain as if he's given up in this 5-minute qualifying session. It's going to be 10th place for the Doctor, not what he would have been hoping for, but as we know, and he's just been clipped by teammate Maverick Viñales, we all know that Valentino Rossi, he's a Sunday man, he's a race man. Don't worry about his qualifying position, I'm sure he'll come good in the race. Maverick's gone down though. He was on a good lap, was Viñales, looking to try and steal pole position away from Pecco Bagnaia, but he's going to have to settle for 2nd place at the moment. Across the line comes Michele Pirro, he jumps up to 8th place. Let's stick with Fabio Quartararo if we can. And then Marc Marquez. Looks like Marc Marquez is going to be the first across the line. 4th at the moment. Through the final corner comes the 8-time world champion. Is this going to be good for a front row start? Comes across the line now and stays where he is. 4th place for Marc Marquez. What about Fabio Quartararo? Pole position last time out in Mugello. Is this going to be good enough for pole? No, it's not. Stays 5th.
Devo un attimo mettere a posto il setting. Non me l'ha qualificato. Quanto siamo?
Joder, el Alex, han mejorado.
Anche Tito e Taka siamo fregati.
¿Cómo funciona?
All the guys talking to each other once again there. I think I heard Michele Pirro just asking for a little bit of help for the over 30s and just seeing if Valentino would back him up.
Pecco, fortuna che ci sei te che tieni in alto la Ducati a Red Bull.
And again, Michele Pirro, this time congratulating his fellow Ducati rider Pecco Bagnaia for making sure that there is a Ducati on the top of the timesheet of the Red Bull ring. We also had Valentino just asking for a little bit of time to adjust the settings as well, which he will do before we go racing here at the Red Bull ring. Right, I'm going to put the commentary headset down and jump back into the living room to speak with your front row, Alex Marquez, Maverick Viñales and poleman Pecco Bagnaia.
Te has viciado un poco, ¿eh? Ya has viciado un poco al juego, ¿eh?
Un poco más a Carlos Tutti por eso.
So the grid's been set for the second stay-at-home Grand Prix, and it looks fairly similar to what we saw from Mugello 2 weeks ago. Starting from the outside of the front row is going to be our first race winner, Alex Marquez. First time onto the front row of the grid. You started from 4th last time, Alex. So surely a better starting position on the grid means it's more chance of you picking up a second race victory.
Well, yeah, was a good quali for me. At least last lap I made a mistake, but anyway, happy to start in the third. Last time I started 4th, so I improved a little bit. We are so close, and will be a really funny race.
Yeah, it's really tight at the top. You can see the front row separated by pretty much nothing. Maverick Vinales is going to start from the middle of the front row. Maverick, how are you fancying your chances now that you've managed to pick up a front row start?
Well, it's good to start second. I improved a little bit from last qualifying, but looks like the MotoGP qualifying, plus 0-0, plus 0-0, plus 0-1. That's incredible.
Yeah, the only disappointing thing for you, Maverick, is you've got Fabio starting from behind you. Let's hope that the pair don't come together like last time.
We will see.
Fingers crossed the pair of you can stay apart. And starting from pole position is going to be Pecco Bagnaia. Second last time around Pecco, this time starting from pole. Surely the victory is in sight for you here at the Red Bull Ring.
Let's see. I think that, like I said before, the level is very high because the top 5 in half seconds, so very close. And let's see to not make mistakes. The race is longer than last time, so for me, will be very enjoying.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracking race. 10 laps ahead of us instead of 6 from last time around. As is always the case at the Red Bull Ring, the first and the second corner is going to be absolute carnage. So strap yourselves in, it's time to go racing. Here is the second ever #StayAtHomeGP. GP. The second MotoGP virtual race is about to get underway.
Fabio, me esta vez.
Ok.
Me un poquito más esta vez.
Ya lo sé.
Fabio, la prima curva, mi raccomando.
Yeah.
Okay, Vale, ready?
So we're back into the bedroom.
Come si fa la
Xavi, our
partenza?
race director, just checking if Valentino Rossi is ready. I certainly am. Is the doctor ready to go?
Eccomi.
Non c'è L1, è automatica.
Solo gas.
Solo gas.
Grazie.
Ok.
Ready? All ready? Okay.
Right, it sounds like we're ready, which is good news. Denilla Petrucci there. Seems like he's a little bit late to the party for this one. Just checking whether it was solo gas, just throttle. Just done 5 minutes worth of qualifying, Denilla. I hope he'd have worked it out before now. But anyway, better late than never. He's finally got a grasp of the controls as we're about to go racing. 10 laps ahead of us then. Marc Marquez already throwing the gauntlet down to poleman Pecco Bagnaia, saying he's going to get him at the opening corner. He's joined on the front row by Maverick Vinales and Alex Marquez, and we're underway at the Red Bull Ring for the second virtual MotoGP race. Just a short burst down to the opening corner. We said it's going to be carnage, and that's exactly what it is. Alex Marquez has gone down, as has Valentino Rossi, and I think Denilla Petrucci as well. Tito Rabat caught up in it, Fabio Quartararo caught up in it as well. But who's the man that's escaped the carnage? It's Taka Nakagami at the front. Well, who would have thought that the LCR Honda man would have managed to take the lead, but he's wide into turn number 2, and that's how Pecco Bagnaia maybe to squeeze through. The three of them come together. Maverick Vinales put onto the grass. What an opening lap this has been here at the Red Bull Ring, and Taka Nakagami somehow holds on to lead the way. Just about. Pecco Bagnaia was having a good look up the inside there, and now he finally gets him, does the Italian, as does Maverick Vinales as well. Oh, but there goes Nakagami trying to get back up the inside. He bashes bearings with Vinales, hits onto the grass as well, and unsurprisingly goes wide, allowing Vinales to go back through into second place. But Nakagami now third, not for long though, because there goes the world champion Marc Marquez through now into third place and into the final podium spot. It looks like Nakagami's slipping. No, he's not slipping any further backwards at the moment. Just seeing where Fabio Quartararo was, down in 7th at the moment as we look off the rear wheel of Marc Marquez. There is Nakagami all over the rear wheel. He's on the grass again. It's Taka Nakagami. Goodness gracious me, he is wild. He's the Japanese rider. He's going to have to settle into 4th place now, but he's closing in on Marc Marquez, touches the rear wheel and knocks him off as well. The world champion is down. Taka Nakagami raises his hand to the screen to apologise to Marc Marquez, but that was as blatant as they come. Completely cleaned out his Honda counterpart. Marc Marquez calling for race direction to get involved, unsurprisingly there. Who's that squeal coming from? It's Michele Pirro that's gone down. We're on board now with Maverick Vinales, 2nd at the moment. Marc Marquez calling Taka Nakagami a kamikaze after that move, unsurprisingly as well. Came from nowhere and cleaned him out. I'm not sure HRC will be too happy. The two Honda riders coming together, and HRC officials might want to look away because there's another Honda pairing coming together, and the touch once again. This time it's Alex Marquez squeezing up the inside of Nakagami. As we know now, Nakagami definitely will respond when he gets the opportunity to. Back at the front, it's still a Ducati leading in Pecco Bagnaia, but Maverick Vinales staying with him at the moment. The gap just over a second between the pair. It looks like this one is going to go down to the wire. These two showed the pace through qualifying and free practice, and now they're escaping at the front with Bagnaia just under a second clear of Maverick Vinales. Vinales over the curbs there on the inside and then on the exit as well. Luckily just about holds on though. As we look off the rear wheel of the Pramac Ducati, it's just allowed Bagnaia to escape ever so slightly. Here's Alex Marquez. It looks as though he's got the better of Taka Nakagami again in the fight for the final podium place. Hard onto the brakes, and there's Nakagami again. He's taken both Marquez's out once again. Cleans him out straight into the rear wheel, and both of them go down. Well, one thing's for certain, the Nakagami household certainly won't be getting a Christmas card from either Marc or Alex Marquez, and now it's embroiled in a battle with both of them. Touches the rear wheel of Alex Marquez once again, but fortunately both of them stay on. Marc Marquez in the battle as well, trying to get up the inside but no way through, so Taka manages to hold on to 4th place. Here's a new screen for you as well. These are the 3 riders embroiled in the battle: Alex Marquez, Taka Nakagami and Marc Marquez, with Marc looking to roll around the outside. He's going to have the inside line and he gets the better of Taka Nakagami as a result in the fight for 4th place. That's just allowing the winner from last time out, Alex Marquez, to escape at the front. He's going to run a little bit wide though, is Alex Marquez, allowing big brother Marc to just close in ever so slightly, but the pair of them will be worried about the number 30 of Taka Nakagami looming behind them. Have they managed to break clear now though, after all of the drama that unfolded on that lap? I would think so. He's going to have to brake extremely late, Nakagami, if he's to even get close to the rear wheel of Marc Marquez this time around. And there goes Maverick Vinales, talking of braking late. He got that completely wrong. Fairing bashing at the front once again, but luckily both of them stay on, with Vinales unsurprisingly running wide and settling back into 2nd place. Bagnaia hard on the brakes there though, and looks as though he might have just run a little bit wide, allowing Maverick Vinales to close in. Here's Valentino Rossi, our first look at the 9-time world champion, down in 9th place at the moment. He's got Michele Pirro ahead of him. I think we've seen he's already had a couple of crashes. He was one of the riders caught up in that first corner melee. I think he's had another one since then as well. You can just hear Valentino well and truly getting into it. A couple of squeals coming out. There he is again. He's fully focused, is the doctor, at this virtual MotoGP race, and he's got the better of Michele Pirro as a result too. Well, Marc Marquez not happy with something involving Fabio Quartararo, and it looks like Quartararo's gone down, and goodness gracious, what happened in the background? It looks as though Taka Nakagami's bike, I don't know if you caught that, it pirouetted into the fans. I hope they're all okay there, our virtual fans in attendance here at the Red Bull Ring. Meanwhile, back at the front, after that chaos is all done with, Maverick Vinales has taken the lead here in Austria, under the inside of Pecco Bagnaia, so the Monster Energy Yamaha man has tried it a couple of times before but couldn't get it done, and now it looks like he has. Meanwhile, never mind the battle for first, there's a battle for third going on as well. Marc Marquez versus Alex Marquez. It's the first time that we've seen these two come to battle in MotoGP, and it's Marc Marquez in front at the moment. He holds the inside line. Alex Marquez will look to go around the outside. No, he doesn't. He'll try to get the cut back, and he'll take third place away from his brother after Marc Marquez went a little bit wide and touched the grass on the outside. So it's advantage Alex Marquez. And there goes Marc wide and into the gravel trap. That is over and done with now. That battle for third place looks like it is finished. It's wrapped up and it's gone the way of Alex Marquez. Total concentration on the face of Alex. Meanwhile, there's a big smile across the face of Marc Marquez. Just having a little pop at his brother as well there. Saying he's going to try catch up to him and he'll take him out if he gets the chance. Back with Valentino Rossi, who's making steady progress now with a couple of crashes behind, most notably the one involving Taka Nakagami and Fabio Quartararo. It's allowed Valentino Rossi up to 6th place now, still ahead of Michele Pirro. Pirro's not a million miles away at the moment. At the front, still Maverick Viñales leading by 7/10 of a second, and here we are back with the leaders. Bagnaia trying to close in, just trying to catch what Marc Marquez was saying there. Didn't quite catch him. But he is 2 seconds adrift of his brother Alex at the moment. Another crash for Taka Nakagami just flashing up there. He's dropped back to dead last at the moment. 10th place for Nakagami, having led on the opening lap. What a roller coaster he's had. Marc laughing again there. Just putting out a warning to brother Alex, saying that you better be careful if I catch you. There's going to be some rather aggressive moves being thrown in. Still with the leaders though. Bagnaia is sticking with Viñales despite some slightly different lines around the Red Bull ring. He was across the curb and even on the grass on the inside there at the final corner. It's not allowed him to make up too much time though. He's still half a second adrift. Although Viñales taking some pretty wild lines himself, as is Bagnaia behind. In the virtual grace, you can pretty much get away with anything, so we'll allow them to cut as many corners or go as wide as you want. Another crash for Fabio Quartararo. And Rossi again. He's getting into it as he's closing in on Denilla Petrucci is Valentino Rossi. So on lap 7 of 10 here, and Viñales has gone down. Oh, it's caught him out from nowhere. He was leading the race, looking comfortable, and he's took the front. Maverick Viñales is out of it. It's on lap 7, and it's allowed Bagnaia to escape at the front. Oh, what a disaster for Maverick Viñales. Just saying there, he was pushing too hard. Front end's folded, and he's now 3.5 seconds behind Bagnaia. Can the Ducati man hold on and take victory here at the Red Bull Ring? It looks like it's going to be his to lose now, with just 2.5 laps remaining. Disaster for Maverick Viñales. And Bagnaia doesn't need a second invitation to take control of this second virtual MotoGP race. They come across the line to make it just 2 laps to go, and Bagnaia, that's a huge mistake on the curbs on entry into the corner. It was 3.5 seconds, but that's an opportunity for Maverick Viñales to close back in. He's dirt tracking again across the grass, with some dust spitting up in the face of Maverick Viñales. Can he take advantage of that opportunity thrown in his direction after the mistake from Bagnaia? Let's stick with the leaders as Pirro goes down. We're on board now with Pecco Bagnaia at the front of the race. I think that scream from Danilo Petrucci is a clear indication that he's crashed out, which will allow Valentino Rossi to close in just a little bit more in the battle for a top 5 finish. And here is Valentino Rossi now. Can we see Petrucci in the distance? Yes, we can. There is the Ducati rider, and he's wide again, is Petrucci. So here comes Valentino Rossi, closing in bit by bit. He's running out of time, though. There's just 1.5 laps remaining. A top 5 finish for the Doctor will be a great result to say he started from dead last on the grid. He's pushing hard with Petrucci making another mistake, running ever so slightly wide. One thing that looks certain is that Alex Marquez is going to be on the podium once again. Marc Marquez continuing to trash talk his brother. just asking whether he'll slow down a little bit so they can have themselves a little bit of a showdown on the final laps, but Alex having none of it. He replied back to him saying, "No, Marc, you'll beat me in reality, so just let me have this one." Marc, unsurprisingly, brotherly love, referred to him as a coward. Meanwhile, back at the front, it looks as though it's going to be a last lap showdown here between Pecco Bagnaia and Maverick Viñales. Marc Marquez was just checking there, asking who was leading.
Attenzione che Petrucci ha la connessione.
It was Pecco Bagnaia. Meanwhile, Valentino Rossi referring to Petrucci there. He's definitely got the claws in. He's trying to close in the Ducati man, his fellow Italian, in these closing stages to see if he can pick up a top 5 finish. It's just a little bit too far adrift at the moment as he's across the curve on the inside there through turn number 3. Marc again just pleading with Alex to wait for him. Now, as he says there, on to the Ultima Vuelta, the final lap here very shortly. Pecco Bagnaia 1 second clear of Maverick Viñales in the fight to win the second virtual MotoGP race, and that looks as though Valentino Rossi's dreams of picking up a top 5 finish have come to an end. Big slide from Pecco Bagnaia there. That's going to allow Viñales to close in even further. We're on to the final lap here in the Red Bull Ring, and it's unsurprisingly a Ducati leading the way. But for how much longer? Here comes Viñales, hard on the brakes, and look how much he's closed in as well. He's cut that advantage down to about 3 or 4 bike lengths now. He'll dive downhill. This is going to be an opportunity for Viñales to try squeeze up the inside. He's getting closer and closer. Can he go up the inside on the brakes? Here comes Viñales, and he's done it on the final lap. Is he going to run wide though? Here comes Bagnaia, surely on the cutback. No way through. Viñales holds it into the final sector here at the Red Bull Ring, and Viñales holds it. But for how long? There goes Bagnaia. He was on the grass there. On the grass up the inside, and he retakes the lead. What a last lap battle this is between Viñales and Bagnaia, but it's the Ducati man that leads the way after a fairly dubious move up the inside. Surely there's going to be another move coming in from Viñales, although he's just allowed Bagnaia to escape ever so slightly. 2 more corners remaining. Can anyone pull off an Andrea Dovizioso move? He's wide again, Viñales. Surely that's it, but here he comes looking up the inside. Can he get the drive towards line? Big slide, and that's it. The win is going to go the way of Pecco Bagnaia, a first MotoGP win, this time in virtual form, with Viñales having to settle for second place. What a last lap battle that was. I'm sure Viñales will have something to say about that move on the final lap from Bagnaia. Alex Marquez meanwhile takes 3rd place, 4th going the way of Marc Marquez. Here's Fabio Quartararo in 5th at the moment as the Frenchman into the final corner. It's going to be a top 5 finish for him, taking advantage of a crash from both Valentino Rossi and Denilla Petrucci in the final. That's where here comes Rossi on the inside. Oh, and he goes down as well. Big crash for Valentino Rossi. That was a proper last lap, last corner lunge from the doctor, trying to steal 6th place away from Denilla Petrucci, and it didn't work for Valentino Rossi, but
Mi sono buttato dentro.
10 out of 10 for effort from the doctor.
No, io sono andato a sbattere per guardare dietro.
Ma chi è che ci ha passato? Chi è che ci ha passato quando siamo caduti?
Io ero dietro, ma poi si è andata via la schermata, non so se...
And everyone coming together to have a good conversation and a good debrief.
Come abbiamo quedato?
74, ha vinto Pecco.
Pero tú, Maverick, tú también tenías penalización por aquí.
Tenía 0-2.
Sí, por eso ha ganado.
And they're just checking who's going to take the race win, because both Bagnaia and Viñales have themselves some penalties. Marquez asking for race direction once again. Well, those are the final results. Despite the penalties, Pecco Bagnaia takes victory ahead of Maverick Viñales, with Alex Marquez taking 3rd place. 4th, Marc Marquez. 5th, Fabio Quartararo, with Denilla Petrucci, Valentino Rossi, Taka Nakagami down in 8th after leading on the first lap, with 9th going the way of Michele Pirro, and 10th place going the way of Tito Rabat. Right, let's go back and rejoin the guys to get the thoughts after that fairly crazy second virtual MotoGP race. And don't forget, you can get in touch on social media as well. Give us your thoughts on what's just happened. Use the hashtag StayAtHomeGP. So guys, what a great race that was in the end. There was drama everywhere, from the start of the race to the end of the race, from the front of the race to the back as well. Before we speak to the podium finishers, I want to try and find out what on earth happened at the first corner on the first lap. Whose fault was it? Who took about 4 or 5 riders out as you went into the first corner? I saw Taka, you came out in front of everybody. Did you take a few out on your way through?
That time I'm not. I was.
That time it wasn't you. Do we know who? Do you know who the culprit was? Who was at fault?
I don't know. I mean, I brake quite early, like Pecco and Maverick, and somebody pushed me and pushed everybody, and we went out.
Well, no, nobody's owning up to it.
In this corner, it's normal.
Yeah, of course. So everybody managed to recover in the end. As we say, speak to the podium finishers in a minute, but let's just speak about a couple of the key battles. One that went right down to the last lap and the last corner was Denilla Petrucci versus Valentino Rossi, with Denilla, you coming out on top just in the end. Where did you finish? I think was that 6th place that you managed to fight for. Happy with that?
Yeah, I was all the race in 5th position, but at the last lap I was wrong, pushing the wrong button for turning the head back, and I go straight. Then Fabio overtake us, and then I did another mistake, and final drama with last corner with Valentino. And good race. I had fun, but I was so slow, but I had really good fun.
Valley, talk to me about that move at the last corner. He came from a long way back to try and get up the inside of Danilo.
I tried the last corner because Danilo was not very far. But Danilo is big also in the PlayStation, so I touched him, but I crashed. But anyway, I enjoy. My level is not fantastic, but I will try to improve.
Another one of the key battles. Taka, you were leading at some point, and then I heard both Alex and Marc weren't very pleased with you. Were you getting the elbows and the shoulders out? Marc, were you not best pleased with Taka's riding at times? Was race
We will have a nice meeting between HRC riders. Didn't make a good team job.
There weren't many team orders out there at all. So let's speak to the first of the podium finishers, Alex Marquez. Unfortunately, couldn't replicate a race victory last time out, but it was a good battle with your brother, and you eventually came out on top. And if you can't win the race, at least you managed to beat your brother. That always helps.
Yeah, well, you know, in the fight in the first corner, I crashed. I was the only one to crash because we go in 5 like this, and I don't know why. I was the only one that I crashed. But anyway, then I was trying to recover. I crashed again with Taka. But anyway, we have fun. We had a small fight with Marc that he was pushing me. But, you know, I was not ready to win like in Mugello. And also, it's like this, but I again and we had a really good point, and Pecco and Maverick had a little bit more, so it's fair the result.
Well, we might just have to do a third race, a decider between you and Pecco to decide who is the virtual Grand Prix champion. Second place in the end went the way of Maverick Vinales. Maverick, I thought you were going to take the victory, but then you crashed out, and then you were leading on the last lap as well before Pecco, a bit of a dive bomb from him up the inside. I think he was possibly on the grass as well, but we won't talk about that. Second place in the end. Do you think you could have had the victory? What happened with the crash?
Well, I was pushing a lot. I came from the first lap, so I tried to put a little bit of gap from Pecco, but I pushed too much the front brake and I crashed. Then I tried to recover. I recovered in the last lap. I take the lead, and then I make a mistake and Pecco overtake me. It was very fun. My best result so far in Austria, so really happy.
Yeah, good result for the Yamahas in Austria. So on the last lap, did you think that you had the victory in your hands?
Yes,
what did you make?
Yes.
What did you make of Pecco's move?
In the last corner, for sure I was going to take Pecco, but I make a mistake in the corner before and I went out of the track, so I lost the opportunity. But anyway, it was very fun. I think it was a nice race, and it was very fun to race it, and also to feel that emotions like on the race.
Yeah, cheers, Maverick. Second place for you, a good result. And unsurprisingly, at the Red Bull Ring, a Ducati has won for what's that, the 5th time in a row. A Ducati is on the top step, this time in the form of Pecco Bagnaia. Pecco, congratulations. We had a debut win from Alex last time out. We've got another debut MotoGP winner, this time from you. What does it feel like?
Thank you. A lot of concentration for this race because Maverick, when overtake me, I set a really good pace. And in one lap, I lose a height 10 that I recovered in the lap after. But then when he crashed, I started making a lot of mistakes. My rear tire was so hot, 160 degrees, so it was very, very difficult to manage the grip. But anyway, I tried to stay in front of him. But in the last lap, when he overtake me, I try everything. Also touching the grass to overtake me. But the battle was very fun, very, very fun.
Yeah, you tried everything and maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure that you would have got away with that move on the grass in real life, but we'll give you it. We'll give you it.
Was the result in the reality was different.
But who cares? Who cares? In virtual form, it's a race win for you. You might have touched the grass, but you've got away with it. Congratulations for the race win. And thank you very much to all of you guys as well. Obviously, we're playing there on MotoGP 19. A good bit of news for everybody watching is that MotoGP 20 will be released in just under 2 weeks' time. In April 23rd, that's Thursday the 23rd of April, you'll be able to get your hands on the brand new MotoGP video game, MotoGP 20. And like myself, I'm sure all of you guys will be going out, getting onto it and doing some practice in time for possibly a 3rd virtual Grand Prix. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hopefully we'll see you all soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye guys.
Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao a tutti.
Ciao.